Prime Minister Narendra Modi today delivered a very strong message to those who have been protesting against Waqf and the new law. He has highlighted that parties like Congress, they pretend to have respect for Constitution. However, they neither respect the Constitution nor do they have respect and genuine concern for the welfare of minorities in the country. He says that when in 2013, the then Congress government had amended the Waqf law. It did undermine the spirit of the Constitution. And when it comes to real justice for the minorities and the marginalized amongst the minority community, the Congress completely ignores their interest while appeasing only the fundamentalists.
वक्फ के नाम पर लाखों हेक्टर जमीन पूरे देश में है। इस जमीन, इस प्रॉपर्टी से गरीब का, बेसहारा महिलाओं बच्चों का भला होना चाहिए था, लेकिन इससे मुट्ठी भर भू माफिया का ही भला हुआ। पसमानदा मुस्लिम इस समाज को कोई फायदा नहीं हुआ। और ये भूमाफिया किसकी जमीन लूट रहे थे? ये दलित की जमीन लूट रहे थे, पिछड़ों की जमीन लूट रहे थे, आदिवासी की जमीन लूट रहे थे, विधवा महिलाओं की संपत्ति लूट रहे थे। कांग्रेस की इस कुनीति का सबसे बड़ा प्रमाण वक्फ कानून है। देश आजाद होने के बाद लेकिन चुनाव जीतने के लिए, तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति के लिए, वोट बैंक की राजनीति के लिए 2013 के आखिर में, आखिरी सत्र में कांग्रेस ने इतने सालों तक चल रहे वक्फ के कानून में आनन फानन संशोधन कर दिया ताकि चुनाव में वोट पा सके। वोट बैंक को खुश करने के लिए इस कानून को ऐसा बना दिया कि बाबा साहब आंबेडकर के संविधान की ऐसी की तैसी। साथियों, ये कहते हैं कि उन्होंने मुसलमानों के हित में किया। मैं जरा ऐसे सभियों से पूछना चाहता हूं, वोट बैंक के भूखे इन राजनेताओं से कहना चाहता हूं, अगर सच्चे अर्थ से आपके दिल में मुसलमानों के लिए थोड़ी भी हमदर्दी है तो कांग्रेस पार्टी अपने पार्टी के अध्यक्ष मुसलमान को बनाए। क्यों नहीं बनाते भाई? संसद में टिकट देते हैं, 50% मुसलमानों को दो। इनकी नीयत किसी का भी भला करने की कभी नहीं रही, मुसलमानों का भला करने की भी नहीं रही।
My colleague Mohit joins us for more on this attack by the Prime Minister, specifically targeting the Congress party. Now, Mohit, it's very interesting that the Prime Minister has today spoken about why Congress does not either reserve tickets for Muslims or make a Muslim its president, because that's exactly the point that has been made every single time there is a debate on Waqf, where the opposition parties, not just the Congress, even the other parties, come out to say that the BJP has no right to speak about the welfare of Muslims because it does not have a single Muslim MP. It does not give representation to the Muslims in its party and therefore has forfeited the right to speak up for their welfare. The other argument being put forth is also that if the Muslims are not asking for welfare, why is BJP so hell-bent on providing them the same in the form of the new Waqf law? Mohit, if you can hear me, PM seems to be turning the tables on the opposition with the weapon that they have used on multiple occasions.
Well, yes, in fact, Priya, and it comes at a time when the opposition parties are fear-mongering on the issue of Waqf, with the likes of Imran Masood coming out and saying that if Congress comes to power, they will repeal the law within 1 hour. And we have seen that how massive protests have taken place in West Bengal in name of Waqf vandalism and arson, and there was a complete chaos on the streets of Kolkata, specifically in Murshidabad, that how exactly the protesters went violent. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi clearly gave out the message to the people on the ground, saying that the Congress party made certain amendments in Waqf Act in 2013 so that certain people who are sitting at the helms in the Waqf board are being benefited, are being looted, but nothing has been done for the poor Muslims. Now, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi also attacked the Congress party, saying that if Congress party thinks so much about the Muslims, then why don't they appoint somebody who comes from a Muslim community as the party president? So Prime Minister basically stated that the constitution which was being given by Baba Saheb Ambedkar was being changed, was being played with by the Congress party just for the sake of appeasement politics. It's a massive attack coming in from Prime Minister, and perhaps for the first time Prime Minister Narendra Modi has spoken on the Waqf and the fear-mongering that is happening, because we know for a fact that how various Muslim organizations have called for protests. We have seen AIMIM have said that they will be protesting. We have seen that what's happening in Murshidabad. We have seen that how various petitions have been filed by various political parties in the Supreme Court. So the Prime Minister clearly stated that in the name of Waqf, the loot was being carried out, and this Waqf amendment will stop that particular loot, and perhaps that is why the opposition party, specifically the Congress, is rattled. The Prime Minister also stated that for the sake of appeasement politics in Karnataka, the reservation is being given to the Muslim contractor, which is 4%, which is being mulled by the Karnataka government, while the reservation rights from the SC, ST and OBCs are being snatched away. So PM says that this goes against the basic tenet of our constitution, and this is against what B.R. Ambedkar has always thought about for our constitution.
Very interestingly, Mohit, you spoke about how Congress leaders have resorted to threatening, and one of those leaders is Imran Masood. When it comes to a law that has been duly passed by both the houses of the parliament, has got the assent of the president, has been notified, Congress MP Imran Masood has said that none of the states where Congress party is in power is going to implement the new law.
समंदर में तूफान बहुत है, और जब तूफान हो तो तूफान का सामना बड़ा जहाज करता है, कश्तियां नहीं कर पाती। ये कश्तियों की सवारी छोड़ करके जहाज की सवारी की तैयारी करिए, एक ही रास्ता है। और ये वादा आपसे करना चाहता हूं कि जिस दिन आ जाएंगे उस दिन घंटे भर के अंदर इसका इलाज भी करना जानते हैं। जहां जहां हमारी सरकारें हैं, ये उन स्टेट के अंदर लागू नहीं होगा, चाहे जो कर लीजिए आपसे जो करना। जब ये वक्त बिल पार्लियामेंट के अंदर पेश हुआ, आज आप लोग बहुत जोश के साथ नारे लगा रहे हो, लेकिन नौजवानों, तुमसे भी कहना चाहता हूं कि तुम्हारे सपनों पर बुलडोजर चल रहा था और तुम सो रहे थे।
Sabyasachi, in an atmosphere which is already extremely charged, we have seen how these protests have turned deadly in West Bengal. Now Imran Masood comes out and issues "ek ghante mein ilaj kar denge" statements. What does he have to say in his defense about why did he say that, and what exactly did he mean by "ek ghante mein ilaj kar denge"?
Well, Times Now has exclusively, in fact, I have spoken to Imran Masood in a telephonic conversation where Imran Masood clearly stated that his particular statement is being misinterpreted, and the BJP's job is to misinterpret his statement. Meanwhile, Imran Masood points out that he wants to put a clarification about his statement, stating that "ek din mein hisab kar denge" is that what he means, that when the Congress party will form its government in the centre at that particular time, during one cabinet meeting, the Waqf bill will be taken back. So that is what Imran Masood meant to say. In fact, Imran Masood also clarified that he had spoken that there shouldn't be any sort of protest in the country, specifically the violent ones, which he also blames BJP that they have not highlighted this part of his speech. Meanwhile, what Imran Masood categorically pointed out, that he sticks to his statement that the specific specific clauses which has been mentioned in the Waqf law, the amendments which has been brought in by the centre has been brought in with a very clear agenda, that is to take away the land that belongs to the Muslim community. See, this particular agenda is where Imran Masood clearly stands, whereas the statement that he has made yesterday in Hyderabad, he says that his particular statement was being misinterpreted, and what he meant that when the Congress party will form the government in one cabinet meeting, the Congress party will withdraw the Waqf bill.
All right, and now in the middle of all this, where political instigations and attacks continue, there are people on the ground who are actually at the receiving end of the wrath that has been unleashed, the incitements that have taken place. We have been reporting about the residents of Murshidabad who have been alleging that they were made to flee their homes after receiving death and rape threats.
मालदा से वो भी तस्वीर हम आपको लेकर आए जहां पर धुलियान में रहने वाले तमाम जो यहां पर हिंदू परिवार है जिन पर हमले हुए थे, वो अपना घर बार छोड़कर जो है एक राहत शिविर में जाने के लिए मजबूर हुए थे मालदा में। और ये धुलियान का ही एक ऐसा गांव है जहां पर हिंदू परिवार बड़ी संख्या में रहते थे, लेकिन अब हम आपको दिखाते हैं इस गांव में अब कोई भी नहीं है, या फिर कह सकते हैं कि न के बराबर लोग रहते हैं। आप देखिए यहाँ पर आज भी निशान है किस तरह से आगजनी की गई थी, चीजों को तोड़ा फोड़ा गया, इस घर पर जो है हमला किया गया। देखिए ये प्लास्टिक जो है पूरा जलकर खाक हो चुका है और स्थानीय लोगों का कहना है कि बम फेंके गए थे और इन घरों में जो है पूरी तरह से आग लग गई। तो समझ लीजिए जिस दरवाजे को तोड़कर अंदर नहीं जा पाए थे उसी जगह पर एक बम चार्ज कर दिया और उस बम चार्ज करने के बाद ये घर जो है जल गया। इस घर में जो रहने वाले थे वो फिलहाल यहाँ नहीं है। उसके बाद एक और हम घर दिखाते हैं। देखिए ये घर पर भी हमला हुआ और फिलहाल यहाँ पर भी रहने वाले जो हैं वो ताला लगाकर जा चुके हैं। और इससे आगे धीरे धीरे जैसे ही हम बढ़ते हैं हमको दिखाई देगा कि किस तरह से यहाँ पर घंटों तक तांडव चला और किस तरह से जो है लोग अपना घर बार हर कुछ जो है छोड़कर चला गया। मुर्शिदाबाद के जाफराबाद की तस्वीरें हम आपको दिखा रहे थे किस तरह से एक के बाद एक इस गांव में जो हिंदू परिवार के घरों पर ताले लगे हैं, और वो इसलिए क्योंकि शुक्रवार के बाद जब शनिवार को भी हिंसा हुई तो उनकी प्राथमिकता बस यही थी कि किस तरह से अपनी जान बचाएं, किस तरह से दंगाई का एकमात्र मोटिव था और वो था कि पहले लूट मचाई जाए और उसके बाद जो है इस हमले को इस तरह से अंजाम दे कि किसी को लगे कि यहाँ पर कोई अटैक हुआ है। आप देखिए इस अलमारी के जो है निशान आपको साफ जाहिर करेंगे कि किस तरह से लॉकर को तोड़ा गया। यहाँ पर जो सोना ज्वेलरी जो कुछ उनको मिला, जो यहाँ पर सब कुछ उनका लूट लिया गया। जितना भी सामान यहाँ पर था वो लूटने के बाद इन्होंने आगजनी की, ट्रंक से लेकर वार्डरोब तक और अलमारी से लेकर यहाँ पर जितने भी शेल्स है सबको आग के हवाले कर दिया। और कहा यह भी जा रहा है जो इस परिवार के जो परिजन है वो कहीं दूर चले गए हैं, लेकिन यहाँ उनका कहना है कि ये खिड़की से कई ऐसे बॉम्ब हैं, देसी बॉम्ब को जो है चार्ज किया गया, इसलिए ये पूरा कमरा जो है जलकर खाक हो गया है। इसके बाद इस पूरे घर को आप देखिए यहाँ पर तांडव मचाया गया है। आप देखिए हर वो चीज जो है तोड़ी फोड़ी नष्ट कर दी गई है।
In case you were wondering, why is it that the rioters in West Bengal feel so emboldened to act with such impunity and run rampage on the streets in places like Murshidabad, BJP is now citing an old speech of Mamata Banerjee to provide an explanation. Listen in to what Amit Malviya has posted about Mamata Banerjee trying to encourage, according to him, one particular community to stage protests in this speech that was made on the floor of the West Bengal Assembly about 2 months ago. She says, once the minority community starts protesting, will you be able to control it?
অশ্লীল কথা বলছেন, একটা ধর্মের নামে এত কুৎসা করছেন, একটা অপপ্রচার করছেন। একদিন তারা যদি একটা আন্দোলনের ডাক দেয়, আপনি নিজেকে সামলে রাখতে পারবেন তো?
Now, the problem with that statement is that the woman making that statement is the chief minister as well as the home minister of a state where police have clearly been found wanting in discharging their duties. And the proof of that has been seen in the people that Times Now's crew has spoken to, residents of Murshidabad who were carrying their bag and baggage heading to different parts of the state. But the TMC says that's okay because if there is displacement, it's just internal and therefore doesn't matter.
BJP is a third-class party. They can only talk in communal terms. In Murshidabad, both the Hindus and Muslims are for TMC. There is no fleeing from the area. If there is trouble at any spot, the local administration will take adequate steps. We cannot let the peace in Murshidabad be disturbed by outside forces. Izada's claim is all false. Temporarily something may have happened. In Murshidabad, Hindus and Muslims have always lived in peace. Nothing will be disturbed.
রাজনীতি আমি এখন সবাইকে বলবো যে রাজনীতির ঊর্ধ্বে উঠে নিশ্চিতভাবে কিছু মানুষ আক্রান্ত হয়েছে, অন্যায় হয়েছে, মানুষের সেবায় ব্রত হওয়া, এখানে রাজনীতি করাটা ঠিক না। এখন মানুষের একটা যে যারা আক্রান্ত হয়েছেন তারা হিন্দু আছেন, মুসলমানও আছেন, সব মানুষের পাশেই মানুষের দাঁড়ানো উচিত। মানব ধর্ম তাই বলে। এখন রাজনীতি করার সময় না, পুলিশ প্রশাসন তার জায়গা ঠিক করুক। আমরা রাজ্যের প্রশাসনের ওপরে বিশ্বাস রাখছি। দেখুন, যারা ক্রিমিনাল তাদের কাছে তৃণমূলও নয়, সাধারণ মানুষ ক্রিমিনালকে ঠান্ডা করতে পারে পুলিশ এবং পুলিশের সেই কাজ।
Leader of opposition in the state, Shubhendu Adhikari, has said that Mamata Banerjee should be sent to jail for the kind of abdication of duty that has been visible in the recent times.
Save Hindu in Bengal from TMC. मुर्शिदाबाद में जिस तरीके से घर में घुस के हरगोविंद दास और उनका लड़का को चंदन दास को खून किया है, लोग मौत का घात उतार दिया, उसका खिलाफ पूरा बंगाल का हिंदू समाज गुस्सा में है। ऑलरेडी चीफ मिनिस्टर डिक्लेयर्ड that her government are not accepted this Waqf amendment bill. She is directly threatening to the Constitution of India. इसलिए ममता बनर्जी कमेंट जो है एंटी नेशनल है, एंटी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है।
Now there is a lot of blame game going on around who really was the inciter in this case of violence. Now, sources are telling the Times Now that West Bengal police have said that Social Democratic Party of India, the SDPI, remember the political wing of now banned Popular Front of India, could have played a major role in triggering the recent unrest. Investigations, according to police sources, show that SDPI activists were the ones who were rallying specifically the youth of West Bengal using the Waqf Amendment Bill as a tool. Now, door-to-door campaigns were being conducted by the SDPI, claiming that centre's new law aims to snatch away Muslim properties. And now not just SDPI, PFI could also have been a part of the bigger plot, is what Times Now is learning. PFI and its members have pretty much operated in the same way as the SDPI. Cops are telling Times Now that they have found evidence that it was the members of the PFI, a banned organization, who provoked Muslim youth using the Waqf issue. They also did not hesitate from using children and teenagers for their protests against the government. Government properties and Hindu shops and Hindu homes were allegedly targeted. My colleague Tejashree joins us for more details on this. Sabyasachi, in fact, is with us. Sabyasachi, you spoke about SDPI's involvement earlier and now PFI's role also coming to fore.
Well, that's right. See, majorly, what we are getting from our sources in West Bengal police is that the role behind instigating the crowd in Murshidabad, it was of SDPI. See, why SDPI is very much significant, because Murshidabad used to be a major stronghold of the PFI, which was banned by the government in 2022, and also another prohibited group, that was SIMI. Now, both of these political parties, where the members were part of these SIMI and PFI, they later joined SDPI and were part of the SDPI. Now, in Murshidabad, in fact, from the start of the April itself, there was continuous protest and different protest call that was given by SDPI, and door-to-door campaign was also being carried out by the SDPI in Murshidabad. Now, what we also learned from the police sources is that the SDPI had clearly instigated the crowd, specifically focusing on the youth, stating that if the Waqf bill becomes a law, then all the land that belongs to the Muslim community in Murshidabad and in other areas of West Bengal will be taken away by the central government. So clearly there was a false allegation against the central government that was being spread in Murshidabad by the PFI workers who were present over there. So that what has been revealed from the investigation which has been carried out by the West Bengal police, but clearly there is a lot of questions.
How does an organization that has been banned by the center, and it has been a long time since that has happened, how is it still operational? PFI.
Well, PFI has been banned, the SIMI has been banned, but SDPI is very much active in the state of West Bengal, specifically in Murshidabad. From April onwards as well, there has been massive protest call time and again. They have been releasing videos of protests. They in fact stated that they would hit the ground in Murshidabad to protest against the Waqf bill. That is when these members who belong to the SDPI started creating fear-mongering among the youth.
At what exactly is the action that the state police will now take, now that their sources have managed to connect the dots to SDPI and PFI. Thank you, Sabyasachi, for joining us. Moving on now, TMC leader Kunal Ghosh is meanwhile alleging a conspiracy behind Murshidabad violence. He claims that certain elements within central agencies, a section of the BSF and members of 2 or 3 political parties are involved in generating unrest. According to Kunal Ghosh, with assistance from a faction of the BSF, a breach occurred at the border, allowing miscreants to enter, create unrest and then escape. Ghosh has called for a detailed investigation into the matter.
We are receiving some inputs and allegations that there was a larger conspiracy behind those incidents. Some section of central agency, a section of BSF and a section of 2 or 3 political parties. They were involved in this conspiracy, and with the help of a part of BSF, there was a gap in border, and with the help of a section of BSF.
The BJP is hitting back at the TMC, accusing them of now resorting to defaming even the BSF instead of accepting responsibility for what has happened.
सुरक्षा बलों का अपमान, यही टीएमसी की पहचान। कुणाल घोष अपमानित कर रहे हैं केंद्रीय सुरक्षा बलों को, बीएसएफ को। कहते हैं कि बीएसएफ रिस्पॉन्सिबल है जो वायलेंस हुई है, हिंसा हुई है बंगाल में। बंगाल में अलग अलग जगहों पर हिंसा जो हुई है उस पर कोर्ट ने कहा है कि किस प्रकार से राज्य सरकार और पुलिस का फेलियर रहा है। पश्चिम बंगाल में 2011 से हिंसा का नंगा नाच देखने मिल रहा है। पश्चिम बंगाल में इंस्टीट्यूशनलाइजेशन ऑफ पॉलिटिकल वायलेंस हो चुका है, परंतु अब उसका दोष राज्य सरकार की विफलता से हटाकर डालना है सुरक्षा बलों पर और सुरक्षा बलों का अपमान करना है। आज पश्चिम बंगाल में संविधान सचमुच में खतरे में है।
Backing the TMC, Congress leader Digvijay Singh alleged that could be possible involvement of RSS in Murshidabad violence. Udit Raj also points fingers at BJP.
I fail to understand one thing, that why there should be such a huge protest there in Bengal when the Chief Minister of the state has assured that the Waqf Amendment Bill not be implemented. I find that there is some conspiracy behind it. That must be probed. Why will they do it? In fact, I think there must be hand up RSS BJP behind it, because it's a TMC government in Bengal. And why will they defame their own government?